now we're working with some set operations. So for this one, for the sets U, we've got the universal set, which are the letters A through K. We have set A, which is A, D, G, H, K. Set B, set C, and then we want to draw the Venn diagram. So I'm not going to list out what all the elements are for those sets right off the bat. We'll do that as we work on our Venn diagram here. So this one, you'll notice instead of just having 2 sets like we had in the last section, we have 3. So what that means also is that we are going to need 3 circles here. One for our set A. I'll put set B here in red. That way it's easier to tell the difference between those visually here. Of course, the circles are not going to be perfect because I am doing them by hand here. And then we have set C, which we'll put at the bottom here. And all of them do need to overlap since they do share some elements in common. And then remember once again that the box here represents our universal set. So it includes anything that was not in our sets A, B, and C. So here, to begin with, we want to start in the very center. Since there are more than one overlaps, we want to start in the middle. We want to see what is in common between our sets A, B, and C, all 3 of them. So if you look here, all 3 sets have D and a K. So of course, whenever you're doing this, you want to go through and look at those carefully. So we've got D and K, so we'll put D and K in that very center part. That's what they all 3 have in common. So D and a K. And then you want to work your way out. So here, for instance, we want to look and see what else is in common between our sets A and B. So if you look at A and B, we also have an H in common between our sets A and B. So we will put an H there. And of course you want to double check, see if there is anything else whenever you're going through and doing these on your own. Looks like it's just H that A and B have in common that we haven't already listed. And then if we look at B and C, they both have an F in common that we haven't already dealt with or put anywhere else. So then F will go in the part where B and C intersect, so where the blue and the red circles intersect. And then if we look at A and C, so the part with the blue and the black intersect there, we would have A, lowercase a, since there is an A in common between our set A and our set C. And then from there, we want to see what else was left in our set A that we have not already covered. So it looks like we still have G that we haven't already put in the circles. In our set B, it looks like we still have a C and we have a J left. So that would go in the red circle on the outside part, not in the intersection parts. And then in our set C, looks like we still have a B left in there that we haven't already written somewhere else. And then don't forget, we do have the outside part too. Inside the box, we have E and we have I that we have not included anywhere else that were in our universal set U from up above. So make sure, first of all, set up your Venn diagram, since that's what it asks for. And then we've got some different parts down below that we'll go through related to this. We'll go through part A here in this video, and then we'll go through parts C, B, C, and D in the second part of this video, since those are going to take a little bit longer since we have those complement symbols. So if we're looking at just A intersect B, so A intersect B, that is where our black and our red circles intersect. And that also includes that very center part where they all intersected. So it's everywhere. It's kind of like a football type shape. where our sets A and B intersect. So here in this case, for our set, we would have D, and then you have H and K are the three elements that we have in that set. And then make sure you always use your set notation, just like we had up above for the names of the sets. It might not look pretty depending on how you write the stuff out, if you're writing it out in your notes, but just enough so that we know that it's a set symbol and not just a parentheses, because remember, parentheses means there's an order to those elements, and sets, it doesn't matter what order you list them in. Some problems will have you list them in like numerical order or alphabetical order, depending on the problem. So make sure to read those directions carefully. Like I said, parts B, C, and D, we will then do in the second part of this video. I will keep this information up there so that way you'll have it for that part as well. If you do have questions before then, make sure to ask.